university. But it's especially about our main character, Jude. And Jude didn't have a good life. He's kind of traumatized. He also has health problems. And while in the beginning it really talks about all four of them, the focus of this book gets more and more to Jude. And I think if you heard about this book, you heard that it is a sad book. And the thing is, I read a lot of sad books. I also cried a lot while reading books. I mean, I'm not a huge crier when it comes to books. I don't know why. But I definitely shed a tear or two while reading other books. But I feel like if you say that this book is a sad book, you are not really saying it the way it is. I feel like it's not sad, it's devastating. Isn't that the right word? I really just have a feeling what devastating means, but I don't know the exact word. So this book destroys you. We can say it like that. It destroys you. It destroys you. I think that this book is written very good. I think if you read this book, you really think the characters are real. You think they live in New York and all of this stuff really happened. But I personally would never recommend this book. Because as I said, it really destroys you. It's not just a sad book. In this book, I mean, maybe I'm making you even is a different level in my opinion. I never read a book like that. I hopefully will never read a book like that again. And I read dark books, but this is a different story. Some people also say that it is it may be what do you say? That it's not realistic, but I really don't think that it isn't realistic. I think stuff like that happens. But that's also like the horrible thing about it, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, what may be unrealistic is that they are all rich and stuff like that in the end, so yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I think I talked long enough about this book, but even though I don't like it, I think the edition is just insanely beautiful. I really love this cover, even though I normally don't love real people on covers. This one is really an exception for me. I think it's a brilliant cover. I don't know, I just love it. Yeah, but okay. Let's get to another one. But this one I really liked. And this is also, I think, another iconic cover. And this is Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. I think it's called like that in English. I mean, if you will type in tomorrow, you will find it. It's called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. In German it's called Morgen und wieder Morgen. So morgen means tomorrow. Und means and. Wieder means again. So in German it's kind of called tomorrow, and again tomorrow. So, by Gabrielle Sevin, I don't know. I really enjoyed this book. I had it on my shelf for a long time and never picked it up. But when I finally did, I was just so happy to finally do it because I think it's a really good book. So, this starts in the mid-90s in Massachusetts. I feel like that's a city everybody in Germany. Is it the city that also like Americans find hard to pronounce? I don't think so. I don't know. Let me know. It takes place in the mid-90s, and we have our main character, Sadie. She's a really smart, really talented student on informatic. So like stuff on the computer, you know. Oh my god, what is it called? Programmieren. It's in German. So when you do like the thing they think, okay, let's do a game together. Yeah, and then they realize that they are not only very good friends, they can also they are also like a great work team. Yeah, and then the computer game that they invent gets like really famous. And yeah, then there is some rivalry. I don't know. No. What do you say? Yeah, then there's some tension between them because, with them getting famous and, yeah, well, not famous, but rich and successful. I hope you know what I mean. So, this is a book that follows them for a long time in their lives, and I really like that. The story. Yeah, I think it covers like 10 or 20 years, I don't know, but a long time. And yeah, it's a lot about their friendship, it's about love, it's about their lives, about other relationships they have. Yeah, it's also a book that just feels really real. You don't have to like computer games to like the story. I think you can like it even though you don't really are into gaming or something. Yeah, it's just a really good book. And I think it's worth the hype. Absolutely. I think it was hyped like some years ago. I don't know when did it came out. Let's see. It came out in 2022. Yeah. So if you thought about reading this book, but you was never or this, you decided to pick it up. It's really good. Okay, let's get to the other side, and let's talk about a book that I also didn't like. And that is Yellowface by Rebecca F. Kwong. Yeah, I think I'm gonna read you the back. This is one hell of a story. It's just not hers to tell. When failed writer June Hayward witnesses her rival Athena Leo die in a freak accident, she sees her opportunity and takes it. So what if it means stealing Athena's final manuscript? So what if it means borrowing her identity? And so what if the first lie is only the beginning? Finally, June has the fame she always deserved, but someone is about to expose her. What happens next is entirely everyone else's fault. Yeah, so it's about our main character, June, who's a writer, but she's not really that successful, and she has another writer friend, Athena, and she dies especially was like brought to the eye of attention again. This book is also very weird. It's also kinda disturbing and dark, but I really liked it. So this is about a woman that decides, she dreams, she has like nightmares, and those nightmares makes her decide that she doesn't want to eat meat anymore. But to be precise, she also doesn't want to eat any other animal products anymore. She's basically getting vegan and not vegetarian. But okay. Yeah, and this takes place in which country is it? I think in South Korea. Yeah, this place in South Korea, and she decides to get vegan, and her husband, he's not okay with that at all. And then the story kind of escalates. It's told in different perspectives. I don't know. I think, is there even one? I think there's not even a perspective of the woman, which is very interesting. The first perspective is of her husband, and it's, when I think about this book again, I think it's so brilliant. It is disturbing and it is kind of horrible because, as I said, the first perspective is of her husband, and he's really not okay with her not being like this normal wife that follows his rules and his ideas on the world anymore. I think it's even though, oh my god, I have to reread this book. Oh my god, what was that? I don't know. So I hope you didn't hear that. That was a beep for me. Okay. Even the quote that is written here on the little conclusion of the book, I don't know, how do you say? Is so brilliant. So this is again a book that I can't give justice with my poor English skills. And as this is a German edition, I also can't read the quote to you. That's kind of bad. But yeah, it's really, I think about her. I mean, it's like a passive rebellion against the society, against the norms in the society, and this book follows her way. So it really shows that how impactful, how deep these norms are, because she just decides to go vegetarian, vegan, and it's really a riot right from there, because she like can't get out of the norms that try so hard to oppress her in